and prevent them from going forward. Okay, this is for the last part of the drive on our legs. So we want knees forward and out, shoulders directly over hip bones. So the movement will look like this. Okay, now you guys are going to give me a couple of reps. Ready, guys? 3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're good.
Good. Yeah, I was going to say, ready, and go. Good. Now, again, every time we're in this part, we want to put our eyes on the hips of the athlete to get that full extension because we want fast and powerful hips and also prevent them from going forward. The next part is going to be your dip, drive, and high pull. So the bar starts here. We dip, same thing. We powerfully drive up, and we finish with our elbows up. Okay. For this one, what we're trying to get is the sequence of the movement, but also keeping the bar super close to our body. You've probably all seen an athlete do this and get the bar far away. So now our eyes are going to still kind of like hover around the hips, but more than anything, we want to keep the bar close. That's what we're looking for as coaches. So when we move around, and we say 3, 2, 1, go! I'm looking on the side of my athletes so that I can check that the bar is close to their body. Ready? And go! Good. Now, the third part of this one is going to be our muscle clean. So when we have our bar here, it's going to be a dip. That powerful drive, when the bar gets higher, we're going to do fast elbows. Now, we already are hoping that our athletes have primed that hip, fast and powerful hip, that full extension, but also keeping the bar close to their body. And once it's here, the only thing that we're looking at as coaches is fast elbows forward, that fast turnover. So it's going to go from here. Okay, you will see that a lot of athletes power it. That's fine. Our eyes are not there. Our eyes are on the elbows. When that full and solid correct position at the end. Okay, so if I'm the coach, I'm going to move around and we're going to be 3, 2, 1, go! Good. And now, for example, I see Bryce here. Because I'm looking at his elbows, he's curling the bar up, so I can correct and ask him to go for elbows forward. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Good. Great job. Now, again, our eyes are on the elbows, but if I still see that somebody's not getting full extension or that the bar is getting away from them, I can still correct them. Okay? It's not isolating everything else, it's building over the things that we already have. That's fine. Good. Now, for the next one, it's going to be, depending on the movement, if we have a squat clean, the next one is going to be a front squat. So I put my athlete on their squatting stance. And as a coach, my eyes are going to be on their hip below parallel. So from here, squat and stand. Okay? So again, as a coach, I'm checking on step on their squat. So I'm going to move around. Be 3, 2, 1, go! And stand. Good. And squat. And stand. Good. And you can use that pause at the bottom to just check on our athletes and be like, hey, Suzanne, when you're at the bottom, don't forget to lift their elbows first or whatever we need to correct there. Okay? So we have our dip, drive, high pull, muscle, and squat. For our next one, we're going to mix the muscle and the squat, and we're going to ask them to do, from the low hang, a power clean. Okay? So for this one, we're hoping that everything stays the same. Fast and powerful hips, bars will be close to our body, fast elbows forward, but now we're taking their landing position. And ask the athletes to stay there so you can check that catch. Okay? So again, as coaches, in this one, we're looking at more stuff, but the main thing again is full hip extension. Okay? So we're going to go again to the side, and we're going to be, okay guys, ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Good. And stand. And with that stand, you can hold them a little bit. Don't make it too long. Look at 2 athletes, and then, okay guys, let's come up, and then you have multiple reps to do that. If we keep our athletes in isometric holds without letting them know that that is the objective, you'll start seeing people that you're still correcting, you're watching, and they're already like this. Or they already put their bars down or whatever. So we want to be intentional with keeping it maybe 1 or 2 athletes at a time, and then switching to the next position. Our last one is going to be a power. We're going to go to a bottom position. We're going to go from here and catch. If we were doing a squat, the previous one will also be a hang squat clean. This one is just for power. So from here, we check their starting position. We get them down here. We're still checking that full extension and fast elbows forward. Okay, so we don't need to check everything else. We're focusing there. So let's go to a starting position. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Good. And stand. Good. And again, as coaches, we need to move around so that we can check hips, we can check elbows, And there's other things that we can go really into in checking our athletes or our cleans. But sometimes the progressions that we get might not be clicking with our athletes, and we need to have some other stuff. So I'm going to put it here on the board. Well, you guys think about how would you mold this for a snatch. Okay? So the first one was a dip and drive. Second one was dip plus drive plus high pull. The third one is our muscle clean. Then we have our overhead front squat. We have our power clean from the hang. And then we have our full movement. So you can go in time. Lexi, what would be the first step if we're, instead of a clean, doing a snatch?
Going through that same process?
Yes, what would be the first step? So I demo dip and drive with my clean setup.
Yeah.
What would be how would you use that same sequence for a snatch? What would be the first step?
Well, I would tell them they need to widen their grip, and then I would probably demo how you find that perfect grip.
Yeah, setup, that's good.
Okay, so it'd be set up, and then we would still do a dip and a drive.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
we'd still do a dip drive and a high pull.
If let's just stay in the dip and drive. In the dip and drive, as a coach, now that we're teaching them
Oh, you want me to do
snatch,
it?
no,
Oh.
what word would you guys be?
Where'd my eyes be?
Yes, we'll be looking at.
I would still be looking at their hip extension.
Yes, okay, so if we have this set up right now, how would you move around to check on our movement? I have my PC pad here.
Well, I would just move around in circles so that I could see Suzanne and Bryce's hips, and then I would probably move back here so I could see yours and Grace's at the same time.
Okay, good, that's a great option. One of the things I would suggest is, because this is a dynamic movement, choose first, you can see two athletes for a static and be like, okay, Bryce, maybe let's go a little bit wider with your hands. Suzanne, maybe you can adjust them in a static, but when you are checking on dynamic, have one athlete at a time. Because if we are all moving together, let's do this one right now. 3, 2, 1, go. How many hips can you see? Well, you're looking at me, so
Well,
you can
yeah,
see mine. But if you have to check in two athletes at the same time and they're moving and maybe there's
You
someone
have a
else.
class of 8, you're calling out 8 reps. So
You're going at least 5.
Okay.
I would never do in the Bergener, never do more than 5 because
Okay.
that wastes time. The ideal number is
Okay.
3, but you're banking on, like, I'm gonna see Bryce first here, dip and drive. Okay, next rep, I'm gonna change here to Grace to give everybody a sense. But also, like, I correct Bryce here, dip and drive. And then I'm checking your setup, and I will be like, let's go a little bit wider with your hands. Okay, ready guys? 3, 2, 1, go. And I pay attention to one athlete here.
Gotcha.
And then my eyes are still checking on the hips of someone else on the deep drive and high pull.
Yes,
But-
gotcha, okay.
But you are building over your progression instead of having what are called empty reps. That is what we want to avoid, is just having athletes move for the sake of movement without us having a specific plan on how to approach that. Okay? And you can go. Yes, that's the same time.
Right?
Okay, Bryce, what will be the next part?
Next part, the dip drive high pull.
Okay, how would that look like first? How would we demo that?
How do I demo that? So it's that same wide grip, same thing that we just did, but that dip drive. But once you,
Alexi.
Alexi, thanks for coming. So once you come out of that dip and you begin to shrug, the elbows are just going to follow.
Okay,
So gonna end up somewhere about like sternum area.
okay. Where your eyes are going to be as a coach?
Oh, as a coach,
Yes.
I'm gonna be watching hips, mainly the hips, and then just making sure that the bar stays close.
Yes, but actually bar close is going to be, is going to start taking more importance over the full hip extension. We're hoping that by the previous reps, our athletes already have that full extension. But now our eyes are going to be here. And as I was telling Lexi, you're still going to check their hips, because when you're checking the bar close to them, you can see it will be noticeable that they have their hips bent. But now our eyes are focused on like that bar close. Okay? There's a really geeky version of this when you have athletes actually set fast hips, bar close, bar close. But I don't think adults respond great to that. But I think it's great. I think it's an amazing way to have that progression. But yeah, so that also keeps us as coaches the cue of that one. So how would you move around if you have this setup? That sometimes our athletes are actually standing like this. How would you move around this room?
Around this. These guys are just pretty spread out, so.
You will have classes where that person's standing right there, so is facing this way, so it's not
It's
weird.
really hard for him.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I have to watch you guys like separately, right? So Suzanne, I would come to the side here. That way I can view the bar, like if it's coming out or not. And ready and go. Good job keeping it close. Good work. And let's reset and go. Nice job, Mario.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, now I've got to think of not being an empty rep, so I was about to
Yes.
go on to the next one.
Yeah, so one of the things I will recommend for that is the 2-1-2. You check 2 athletes under a static, 1 athlete in the dynamic, 2 athletes under a static. But that's good. That's good. And yes, it's hard sometimes to like zero into one single thing, but sometimes it's important because we cannot correct 10 things for our athletes. Sometimes they can only take 1 correction or 1 point at a time. Okay? Coach, hiding behind the iPad.
Hi, yes.
Bryce can take the iPad and tell us what would be the next one.
Let's see, we just did high pull and we're doing snatch.
Yes.
So high pull, ooh, we'd have to bring it up here now. But are we focusing on shoulder?
So we have our diagram or like
Oh,
our
yeah.
list here.
So that was a clean here, but now it would be up here
Yes.
instead of here.
Yes.
So that was fast elbows on the muscle clean. So now I'm thinking shoulders engaged, pressing up,
Fast turnover. So
fast turnover.
fast turnover.
Okay.
So we want to isolate that. Again, we're still moving our hips, we're still keeping the bar close.
Right.
But our main thing on the snatch is how fast we're able to catch the bar above the head.
Okay.
So that would be our muscle snatch. How would you demo a muscle snatch first?
Ooh, I would stay with that dip, shrug, drive, or drive, dip, drive, shrug. So I would say, this is what it looks like. Oh God, shrug, catch.
Okay,
Instead.
that's good. Now, Grace, what can we switch on that movement to make it a little bit better or more aimed towards our muscle?
Landing with straight legs.
Landing with straight legs, that's a good one. Susan, do you have something that we can help Vanessa with? There's one thing that we talk about, especially in our deep and drive part, that you could take in that one.
Okay. Dip, knees forward. Drive. Bar close, fast turnover. Still, that's all I can think of.
Okay, so one of the things there is that you're
Hinging,
leaning forward.
yeah,
Yes, so
yeah.
we're not hinging yet.
So it's
We
an
want-
elevator, right?
Yes.
Right.
We want to, one of the main things that our athletes or athletes in general have issues with is that full extension. So the moment that they do this, they push their hips out instead of extending. So we want to be really intentional and really show them that up with our hips, okay? But yeah, that was really good. What will be the next one?
So then we're gonna do overhead squat. So snatch grip, we're actively bending our PVC, nice active shoulders, squat stance, and knees track out, hips go back. Hips below knees and stand.
Okay, as a coach, where will your eyes be on this part?
So my eyes would be, it's hard to pick the one thing because there's like 3 things I'd want to look at. I'd want to look at a strong overhead position.
Okay.
I would also want to see like if they're able to get knees out and hips below knees.
Yeah. Okay. One of the main difficulties that we have on the squat movements for the clean and for the snatch is that they have to carry the points of performance of the squats. So our overhead squat and our front squat are two are our 9 foundation movements. They carry everything from the air squat to the front squat and then to the overhead squat with something that makes it harder. The front rack position and then the overhead position. So for a snatch, specifically for a snatch, what would you choose or what do you think would be the best?
The
use of your time.
Overhead.
The overhead position. So where are we gonna look at for an
So
overhead
I would
position?
look to see if it's going here, here, like if anything funky is going on, and I'd watch it the whole squat.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a really good answer. Because that's the difference of doing this on the snatch or this on the snatch and losing it, right? So we want that overhead position to be solid, right? Okay. So how would you demo the overhead squats for your athletes?
I would say all the points of performance I just said, and my demo would look like this.
Good. So if we're doing overhead squats here, how would you move around the room if this was the setup that you had there?
So I would have everyone press in the PVC, and I would check like 2 people, and then I would say squat, and then I'd say awesome Mario, great way to drive your knees out, and then I would say, and then I'd go here and I'd check these positions, and I'd say, Suzanne, I think your arms are a little not even.
Which way?
That one out a little bit. There you go. And squat. Nice, Vanessa. Keep the weight in your heels. Good, and stand.
Ooh,
Good.
that's tough after.
Yeah, overhead squat cold is a thing.
No,
But we
after,
should be
After
able to-
today,
Yes. So that's great. Yeah, that's
So I
our.
like that 2-1, like right, 2 static, 2
Dynamic,
static, 1
yeah.
dynamic. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Because that will also help us zero on the specific thing that we want to check. It's our front rack position or our overhead position in
it
the
was just
squats.
a little bit like this, Suzanne.
little wonky.
Yeah. So just
Okay.
which like
Yeah,
that
that
happened in back squat today a lot actually. Like there was a surprising number of athletes who were like, "What? I'm crooked."
Yeah,
It is-
I did a couple.
That's
of
why I recommend using this one for demoing. Because when we demo with this one, we can show athletes like this. Now, these are arbitrary measurements, so not everybody will fit into this one. So that's why they have a blank one. So it is easier for them to just to find whatever is like more comfortable for them. And while this might be something that we look into, the main thing is we're looking at their shoulders and how they're locking to see if like the bar is even. Because also, unfortunately, not all PVC pipes are all not the same length.
Yeah.
So they might kind of look a little bit weird.
And
There's
we want
one
it-
that's just massive that I love giving to really short people.
And we want it above our head, right? Like, cause a lot of people end up like being included like way back here, and then sometimes people end up like
Way forward.
Yes. So one of the things that we can look there in order for that is their back. Inactive shoulders will move around, and you see like the shirt folds differently than when we have it over here, when we have active shoulders. Okay, so we have a little bit like the creases of the shirt change movement.
Sometimes with like people who are more hunchy, it can be really hard because like you're like, is that your best position?
There's also a lot of people that because they're sitting on the desk with a computer a lot of the time, their back positioning,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
hard for them to get that external rotation. But for that, our eyes are here. If this is internal rotation, this is external rotation. A QI stall for this one, for external rotation, is squeeze the bar with your pinkies.
Yeah.
You squeeze the bar with your pinkies, you will get that activation, but also on like your hand bending the bar, but also it's easier to get to this position.
Keep the elbow pits pointing.
Yes, because if you tell someone like, Susanna, I need your elbow pits to point up, the first thing that they will do is this.
Right.
They're up. So one of the things we have is like, Susanna, squeeze the pinkies, yeah, and that makes a big difference. That's a good cue for this part. And it is important because our front squats and our overhead squats are gonna be our landing positions for our cleans and for our snatches. Okay, Susanna, let's get back to you.
Okay.
What
Low.
will be the next part?
Low power snatch.
Okay.
Low hang. So same grip, feet under the hips. We're gonna dip, knees forward, and then we're gonna lean. And same thing, we're gonna go to full extension and land in that partial squat, keeping the bar close.
Okay, good. One thing that I will say there, and I'm guilty of this too, and something I'm also working at, whenever we demo, we don't want to be talking. We want
Yeah.
athletes to look at our movement instead of what we're saying. Our
Yeah.
attention should be in how the movement looks, because because there's a lot of people who are visual learners, and we explain the movement a lot, so that the people who are like auditory are fine. But whoever is visual, they need to be able to pay attention to one thing and see us move. Now, as a coach, where will your eyes be for this one?
For this
You have
one,
a static position, and you have a clear static position and a clear dynamic position. So in your static, where would your eyes be? What are you checking on everyone?
the setup, right? So that their knees come forward first, and then they lean over.
So
to get
think
into
about
proper
but that was
position.
dynamic. You have a static movement. They're already there static. But let's go to our starting position. What are you gonna check of our movement?
Well, but to get to here, it's right here.
But once we're all here, so let's go down here. So where are you looking at? So you're the coach, so you can drop your PC5
All right.
and tell us like where are your eyes in our movement or in our not movement, but
I'm
our
checking
positioning.
hips.
Okay.
Hips are back. What else am I checking? Waist and heels.
There's one specific thing that we have to be really careful and really intentional about checking on all of our athletes in these positions, in low hangs.
Flat back.
Let's come up. Yes.
Yeah.
Flat back is really important. This is the time to move it. If our athletes are here, this is gonna be bad.
Very dangerous. Yes.
So yeah, so we want our athletes, we want our hips and knees. It's a good way to look, but also we have to be really intentional checking everybody's back, because we're gonna ask them to go in a really fast motion up.
Right.
Okay. Now the other static position, when we finish here.
Yeah, stick the landing.
So
and stay.
where are your eyes in this one?
And this one, I'm watching again, like Grace said in the overhead squat. I'm watching where the bar is for the mobility that needs to come forward or back, and again, watching that their chest isn't too far forward.
Yes. So where the bar is a good indication. If we see a bar that it's back here, we're probably also going to see this. Athletes will push the bar back whenever they need to balance it due to hypermobility or low mobility. So that's when you see this too, like the turtle. Yes. So we want to be stacked. The more stacked the athlete is, the safer the position is for them. The moment that they hyperextend here, they hunch, or they compensate, that's when we get issues.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, good. Now, choreographer, what's our last one? Huh? What's gonna be your last one?
The full movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you approach the full movement? First on your demo. Let's watch Bryce's demo so we can see if we can give any.
Okay, so now we're gonna put all that together into the full movement, and it's gonna look like this. Am I squatting? No, power.
Whatever, it could be whatever, yes.
Whatever. From the front. So it's gonna look like that.
Okay. Anything here we can comment on Bryce's movement?
It looked to me like he kind of landed bent elbows.
Yes, that's one thing. Yeah, Suzanne, something else?
I thought you looked great.
Okay.
I think his
Good.
dimples look so cute.
I think that, I was gonna say, I think that's kind of biased. But okay, we'll take it. Yes, that's good. So, how will you get us there?
How am I gonna get you? So let's go back to our starting position. So we'll grip our bar, we'll get our feet in that hip width, toes slightly pointed outward. Let's go back to mid shin, into our bottom of our setup. And then from there I just call go. And go. And what I didn't do, okay, come on up. What I didn't do, what I should have done is like fix somebody's setup or say like, hey, nice, good positioning of your feet.
Yes. Yeah, that's one thing I am really intentional now on trying to do. It's something that I think it's also really valuable. Is cueing is not only telling someone, hey, push your knees out. It's also telling someone, great job with those knees, keep them like that. But it's not just a good job Suzanne or good job one. So one of the things that is really valuable to also like keep athlete is like, hey, I like what you're doing with your knees, keep doing that. That's great. So it's on one side, it's like, hey, I'm doing something good. I like being told that I did something good. That's great. But also on the other side, that will make athletes be like,
Yeah.
what is she doing that I am not?
Mhm.
So that's a double like compound effect of like also praising someone like, hey, great job in your like catching position or whatever. But if you're specific too, that's also pretty good. Like, hey, great job with those elbows. So that's also a good idea. But yeah, okay. What would be this part here, starting in here, there's not one thing we can zero in. But we should ideally have a hierarchy of things that we want to look at. What would be the first thing that you would like to look at if you're having power squat snatches?
Like squat snatches.
Like
first thing to look for would be like the setup, right? Like I would
The
look
setup?
for their spine, like their flat back.
But that's from the static. For the dynamic portion of it, what would the eyes be?
Dynamic. My eyes would be usually on the arms.
On the
right?
arms?
Keeping the arms like relaxed.
To avoid the early pull?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
that's a good one, and that could be a theme. There's a lot of things that we can fix on a snatch, but the reality is that we cannot fix everything in one single class. It's only 60 minutes, and maybe we're spending 10 minutes on the specific warm-up, and then in the workout we have 6 more reps to see of each athlete. The reality is we cannot fully fix their snatch. So one of the things I would recommend too, apart from the Bergener, but in general, is choose a theme for the day. Obviously, I'm going to check safety for everyone, but at the same time, if somebody's pulling a little bit early today, I'm not going to care that much because I'm looking for all of my athletes to be better at insert one thing. So yours would be the arms. That's a great one. What about you, Susanna? Let's say that today we have snatches.
He stole mine.
And yeah, there's some that are easier for us to see and we feel more comfortable looking at, and that's fine.
Actually,
there's a
timing
lot
is
of
a little
things.
bit harder.
Timing?
No, but going too far.
Oh,
I think that is a big one.
Pushing the bar away?
Pushing the bar away instead of keeping it close.
okay.
and
So where
cycling.
would you eyes be for that one?
On the bar path,
On the bar path?
like
On the side?
on the side.
But-
For me, like honestly, watching most movements, I have to watch them from the side.
That's perfectly fine. But if it's bar path? The bar is super close to my body.
It's the
Let's see.
elbows.
Do it again. I mean, it is going up straight, but it's not close to your body. So you're not
Okay.
getting the full hip extension.
Those
Then,
are really
is what
boring.
tells me
So where would
Yeah.
you look at?
your hips.
And if it wasn't your hips, because that is for hip extension, where else would you see? And if you are sideways, you're missing this one.
Okay, what?
So move a little bit this way.
You're pulling really.
Yeah. So elbows.
Yeah.
So one of the things where we can check for the bar staying close is the elbows. If I am fully sideways, I cannot see like the full movement. I can get a little bit of like inclination of stuff and I can assume that something's happening. But if I am instead of sideways, I am like 45-degree angle, I can see sideways, but I can also see, if you're in that position, that I am moving my elbows first,
Right.
or I'm pulling early,
Yeah.
or like my elbows have a different movement.
So maybe I need to be more like diagonal.
Yeah, a little bit more diagonal is a great option. Okay, so bar path. Bar path, length of the arms. What would you be looking at, Grace?
Well, they stole like some of the good ones. So I would be looking for weight, whether it's in the heels, toes, whole foot.
Balance?
Balance, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's also a good one, and that puts you, again, none of these are wrong answers. The reality is that we can choose whatever points of performance of the snatch that we want or the clean that we want. And using the Bergener gives us first that idea of like, if I need to correct full hip extension, like in my dip and drive, where my eyes need to be.
Hips.
And hips. If I am checking on my bar path, checking on like the bar not going away, where am I looking at? The high pull. So one of the cool things about the Bergener is that it gives us a roadmap as coaches to whenever I need to correct. Yes, it's a great way to warm them up, to teach them the movement, but also as a coach for me, it's like, oh no, I know where I need to look at, where I need to zero at to correct a specific fault. So that's a cool thing about the Bergener. And there's not that many steps. There's a revised version of it that's somewhere around here, has like the pull under, both for the clean and for the snatch, but that applies a lot more to a squat movement. Whenever we have power, I mean, we can still do it, but it serves a deeper purpose when we have it for a squat. So, the Bergener Warmup is a great way to warm up our athletes, a great way to teach them a movement, but also give us, as coaches, a roadmap to follow to see how to give ourselves a roadmap to follow on how to correct our athletes, because we know what we're looking for. Okay? So I hope you like it. I will share on Slack the full video of the Bergener. Coach B has a lot of notes about everything, but this is like the big picture stuff, and